On the evening of June 9, 1912, the Josiah Moore family attended a church program in the small town of Villisca. They returned home with two young sisters, who had been invited to spend the night. Inside the house were Josiah and his wife, Sarah. Their 4 children. 2 guests. 8 people. No one knew they were not alone. A killer waited. Investigators believe the murderer entered the house sometime before the family returned and hid inside. He waited in complete darkness, hour after hour, listening, until everyone had fallen asleep. Then, sometime after midnight, he began moving through the house room by room. By morning, all 8 occupants had been killed. The strange details. When police entered the house, they found several bizarre clues. Every mirror had been covered with clothing. Windows were covered as well. An oil lamp had been left burning. The murder weapon, an axe from the Moore family's own shed, had been cleaned and left inside the house. Investigators also found uneaten food on the kitchen table, suggesting the killer may have remained in the home for some time after the murders. No conviction. The crime shocked the nation. Several suspects were investigated. One man even stood trial. But no one was ever convicted. More than a century later, the case officially remains unsolved. Why it's so frightening? The horror isn't only the violence. It's the possibility that the killer was already inside the house while the family enjoyed an ordinary evening together. Imagine coming home from church, locking your doors, putting your children to bed, never realizing that someone has been silently waiting in the darkness for hours. Sometimes the most terrifying stories aren't about the unknown. They are about how ordinary life can hide extraordinary danger.